Hi, my name is Terri Lucas. I'm the Vice President of Sales at Skybitz for our fleet division. I've been with Skybitz for almost 4 years, and prior to that, I spent 12 years in the transportation industry, and most recently, over another 14 years in the telematics and IoT space, which I believe uniquely prepared me for this role. With me today is my colleague, Debbie Sackman, and I'll let you introduce yourself, Debbie.
Thank you, Terry. Hi, my name is Debbie Sackman. I'm the Senior Product Manager here at Skybitz for our Fleets division. I've been with Skybitz for 6 years, and I've been providing technology solutions to customers in the logistics industry for more years than I care to count. So I have extensive experience in listening to customers, understanding their business and their challenges, and bringing solutions to market that improve my customers' operations with the goal of improving their bottom line. That's why I love working at Skybitz, because we're so customer focused. So Terry, Skybitz has been in this business for a long time. How did we get to where we are today?
Well, with 20 years of experience, it started with simple tracking of non-powered assets like trailers, and then led to providing information and trends around how those trailers were being utilized, like idle time, trailer pulls, yard checks, etc., to now incorporating additional sensor data that allows for things like maintenance teams to move from being reactive to proactive to soon being predictive based on the sensor data and how we're able to aggregate that information in a power-driven data set that changes how transportation companies are doing business. So with that being said, let's talk a little bit about how Skybitz is different from all of the others in this industry. My first thought, Debbie, is our vast experience with technology, along with our experience in trucking, transportation, and logistics, that coupled with our customer experience focus. But I would be remiss if I didn't talk about the secret sauce and how we approach product development. So, Debbie, without giving away too many of the secrets, from a product development standpoint of view, what does that look like?
You're right, Terry. It is a huge benefit that we have this vast experience, because it means we're able to apply lessons learned over generations of successful products. Because as we know, the devil is always in the details, right? Always worked with the largest fleets as well as mid-size and small fleets. So it's really led to a unique approach to our developing solutions. And, I really love that we take the time to truly listen to what our customers are telling us, taking their input as the fuel that feeds our fire for bringing effective solutions to the market. And as a result, for example, our next generation of telematics product that we're bringing to market, it really builds on all those lessons learned from all of our even best-selling products from today. But, that alone is not enough. It has to still be affordable, convenient, quick and easy to install, support a wide range of customers' types of assets, and that ever-growing market of sensors that's out there, right? But, hardware is always where we start the conversation, but that's really not what's most important. At the end, it's really all about that actionable data as the driving force. And again, I think of it as beginning with the end in mind. So Terry, I bet you can give me an example of how we have begun with the end in mind for our customers.
Well, Debbie, you said it. Skybitz develops solutions with the actionable data that it'll produce as a driving force. One example that comes to mind is how we worked with fleets to understand how they manage trailer pools. We learned they had contractual commitments to have trailers, a certain number of trailers at each of their customer sites. And if those trailers were not moving, they weren't making any money. So we developed our trailer pool feature that enabled them to identify and address when a site had a trailer shortage or overallocation. Another more recent example has been in the development of our Sky Camera volumetric solution. This solution grew out of our LTL relationships and their need to understand beyond a visual estimate of what their trailer cube utilization was. We quickly learned that a picture by itself in the LTL space produced interest, but it wasn't until we coupled the picture with the artificial intelligence layer that actually interprets what the picture means. And that brought the solution to life. And companies could see how that information could be automated into their business and aid them in decision making and their operations. So, Debbie, in product development, how do you know when you have the next great idea, like the Sky Camera?
That's a great question, Terry, because there's never a lack of great ideas, right? But great ideas really only start out as just ideas, and they don't even become worthwhile ideas until you can identify how the information generated will be used by the business. And it's when they can work in ways they never could before, and you're able to execute on that in a way that ultimately impacts their bottom line. That's what turns it into a great idea. Now, for example, Smart Trailer is a perfect example of this. We actually started exploring Smart Trailer years ago, and we were the first to come to market with the concept of Smart Trailer. And in fact, we even trademarked the term Smart Trailer as a single word. Through our development, we found that customers don't want closed systems. So instead, we've shifted our focus to provide a platform that enables customers to select the sensors of their choice, and we're the hub to collect that information. But it's not just about collecting it, right? It's all about making it actionable to benefit them in their business.
I agree completely with you, Debbie. I mean, the world is becoming ever more connected, an IoT world, I guess, where you have disparate pieces of information, in this case, sensors from many sources. And the challenge is aggregating the information across those many sensors to provide an information set that you would not otherwise have if the individual sensor data stood on its own. So Smart Trailer adoption, I would say, from my experience, is not for the faint of heart. What have you learned when working with customers on Smart Trailer? And why have many of the early adopters, why do they like to work with Skybitz on these types of projects?
You're very right, Terry, because Smart Trailer adoption, you're right, is not for the faint of heart. But the reason that early adopters love working with Skybitz is because they too are market leaders in this industry. And as such, they're focused both on what the technology can do, but also what it can do for their bottom line. It's wonderful because they're more willing to take risks and test out different concepts with us. So that makes them great partners for us, both from a technology standpoint and because they have a keen understanding of how that solution is going to affect their bottom line. That as a result, we're designing solutions from the very beginning that impact the bottom line. Again, beginning with the end in mind. So, Terry, why do you think we haven't seen more adoption of Smart Trailer yet?
Well, let me first say I think it's coming. But to be honest, customers are testing out different sensor solutions while understanding how they will use the data to derive their tangible ROI. I mean, after all, every decision makes money or loses money. And so their choices impact their bottom line. So customers want to be sure that their ROI is there before moving forward. And I'll tell you, we're working every day to provide the right data set so that they can derive those ROIs. So Debbie, I know that we do a lot of proof of concept and field trials during product development. How does investing time in that process benefit us in other ways?
Well, Terry, I'll tell you a great example is cameras in the trailer. Now, others have rushed a solution to market to say they have one, but without really understanding how the customer is going to use the data to benefit their business. So those solutions have flaws. For example, we know that most customers aren't going to proactively look at images just to see images. What they are interested in is seeing the volumetric data, and then they'll look at the image when they need to make a specific decision. So, for example, when there's an issue to resolve, they want to go retrieve a specific image for a specific asset at a certain date and time to support, for example, a damage claim or why a trailer wasn't loaded to the expected capacity. We understand all these reasons and more of how customers will use the volumetric and camera data to support their business decisions. And we built our solution with capabilities to make those decisions quick and easy.
Well, I'll tell you, Debbie, it is really an exciting time at Skybitz. I mean, this quarter alone, you and your team are having a couple landmark releases coming to market with our Sky Hub and Sky Camera and volumetric solutions. And I'll tell you, it's really generating a lot of excitement with our customers.
You're so right, Terry. I really feel that excitement. And one of the things that's been really fulfilling for me as a product manager is seeing all the ideas that our customers have generated using this information that none of us had ever envisioned before.
You are so right, Debbie. I mean, it's just another example of what we've been talking about today. I want to thank you for chatting with me today, and I look forward to seeing what's next.
Thanks, Terry. I look forward to what's coming next, too. Thanks so much.